Hi everyone, we're going to combine two functions, f of x equals x minus 1 and g of x equals 2x squared, and we're going to combine them by finding f plus g of x, f minus g of x, f times g of x, and f divided g of x. And this is going to be our first problem, and then we're going to do one more. So the main thing that you need to know is how to find the domain, because I think the rest is pretty easy. So the first thing we're going to do is find f plus g of x, which equals x minus 1 plus 2x squared, which equals 2x squared plus x minus 1. The domain is all real numbers. I'm just going to write it this way. The domain is all real numbers. All right. The next one is f minus g of x, and that's going to equal x minus 1 minus 2x squared, which gives us x minus 1 minus 2x squared, which equals negative 2x squared plus x minus 1. And again, the domain is all real numbers. Multiplying, we're going to get f of x equals x minus 1 times 2x squared, and that's going to give us 2x cubed minus 2x squared. There's no fractions or anything, so our domain is still all real numbers. And the harder one is when we divide, because we're going to have to determine the domain. This is going to be x minus 1 over 2x squared. We can't have x being 0 here, because you can't divide by 0. So our domain is all real numbers, such that, or everything but 0, basically, is what this says. We can plug in all numbers for x but 0, because then we divide it. We can't have that. All right, the next problem we're going to do is similar. It's 2f of x equals 2x squared plus 3, and g of x equals 4x cubed plus 1. We're going to find f plus g of x, and that's going to give us 2x squared plus 3 plus 4x cubed plus 1, which equals 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4. And the domain is all real numbers. There's no fractions or square roots. Then we're going to do the minus one, the difference. So you get 2x squared plus 3 minus 4x cubed plus 1. And that's going to give us 2x squared plus 3 minus 4x cubed plus 1. Or minus 1, sorry. It should be minus 1. All right. And then when you simplify this, we get negative 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus 2. The domain is all real numbers. We're going to multiply now f times g of x, and that's going to be 2x squared plus 3 times 4x cubed plus 1, and when you pull that out, you get 8x to the 5th plus 12x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3. And it's just a polynomial here, so x belongs to all real numbers. And for division, we have f over g of x, which equals 2x squared plus 3 over 4x cubed plus 1. Now, this is where the trouble happens when we have a rational. So we have that, and we know that can't equal 0. So let's solve for x and see what would make this 0. 4x cubed plus 1 can't be 0. 4x cubed cannot be negative 1. X cubed cannot be negative 1/4. So x cannot be the cube root, negative 1/4. So it's going to be all real numbers but that. So if you want to simplify this, I'm just going to write it this way. Basically, it's all real numbers, but x cannot be cube root of negative 1/4. Now, to simplify that, this is going to be x such that x cannot be the cube root of 2 over 2. Okay, so it's negative 2. You pull the negative out. So that's just simplifying it further. But okay, the next set that we're going to deal with are square roots and absolute value. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.